being naive is what took us to where we are now. You risk or you don't do anything, you know? So we risked everything.
Born on the streets of Marbella and worn by trendsetters worldwide,
Homies Marbella is redefining urban luxury with its bold designs and Mediterranean flair.
It's been a challenge.
Okay.
Big challenge.
Tell me about it.
From a local favorite to an international sensation.
And I said, who's your client? And she said,
Hey T, thank you so much for joining us today. Today we're going to be talking about how you created Homies Marbella in this small town, seaside town in the south of Spain, creating what is today a global jet-setting brand, meeting luxury and everything which is urban style. So tell us a little bit, how did it all start?
first of all, hello everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. It's the first time I do this, so I hope it goes smooth and good. And yeah, Homies started 10 years ago. We started literally from zero. We are two friends. We were two friends back then. We know each other since very, very young. And we were always like curious to experiment in different things. So we started with a creative agency. And we started doing branding. We did the branding for like a lot of very good places in Marbella. So we had like a good community. So we said, okay, I remember we went to LA and we were walking around because we used to do these inspirational trips. And then we saw this t-shirt with like Homies South Central. And we like, I don't know, we liked it. And we said, okay, let's explore about that a bit more. And we realized that it was like a trend. So there was like Homies New York, Homies Paris, Homies LA. And we said, okay, let's do Homies Marbella for fun. We are two friends from Marbella. We are homies from Marbella. So let's do Homies Marbella. So we did like a fake on Photoshop with a sweatshirt that said Homies Marbella, and we posted on the creative agency. So a lot of people started like requesting it. They were like, oh my God, I want one, especially people, of course, around Marbella or friends or people that we knew. So we said, okay, I was still in uni back then. So I was like, okay, searching for like t-shirt places that we could print the logo on top of it. Like we didn't manufacture the t-shirt from zero. It was like a already made t-shirt with a print on it. I found one place in Barcelona. And we decided to produce 50 because we said, okay, let's see how it goes. Bear in mind that we have no experience in fashion, business, or anything. It was just a fun thing to do. So we produced 50. It was like 10 euro per t-shirt. So it was like 500 euros. And we posted online, like, okay, on Instagram, like, we have the t-shirts now. And they were gone in one day.
No way.
One day. People calling us. And I remember me and my friend like placing it in bags and meeting like with friends. Okay, here's your t-shirt, here, da-da-da-da-da. And we said, okay, this is...
We got something.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then we produced another 50 and they were gone so fast. So then we said, okay, we got something here.
Wow. Okay, so it's quite interesting because instead of starting off with the design, you actually started off with the community behind you. So you already had somewhat of a social media presence. I'm guessing that through the agency you had Instagram and Facebook Facebook in those days. So you already had a bit of a local following, and then it was giving something to that community, and which was this, pretty cool, unique t-shirt for Marbella.
Exactly. For us, we didn't create any business plan. We didn't do any research or anything because we didn't think it was going to be a business. We did it for fun.
How much were you selling the t-shirts for?
35 euro.
35 euros. Oh, that's amazing. I wish they cost that today.
I know.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, so you do your first 50, you do your next 50, you're all out. And then what are you thinking? Do another 50 or more things? Or
so then the thing is, there was a blogger from Sweden, Jani Deller, that she found out about the t-shirts. She was here in Marbella for holidays. And then she messaged us like, guys, I've seen the t-shirts. I want to get one. So we said, okay. She had like a lot of following in the Scandinavian market. So we gave her one. She posted on her blog. Yeah, on her blog. And it boomed. We got so many DMs and we said, okay, it's time now to do a website with one product, basically.
What year was this?
2015.
So this is
2014, 2015.
So this is right when influencer marketing is really like kicking off.
Exactly. It was the beginning of the influencer world, let's say.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's amazing today, the amount of celebrities that you see wearing Homies. I think, how did you get Will Smith? Before you continue this, I just picture Will Smith the other day.
Yeah,
How does
that was
happen?
mad. So basically I got a call from a woman saying, hi, I manage artists around the world. They gave me your contact because I'm coming to Marbella and I want to wear one of my clients, one of my artists in Homies. And I said, who's your client? And she said, Will Smith. And I'm like, I said, what? I was like nervous and I said, oh my God. And funny enough, the girl is also from Bilbao, where I'm from. So we got a connection and yeah, it was like a dream. Like
Wow.
I was in shock.
That is crazy. Okay, sorry. Bring you back
Yeah.
to you got a few t-shirts. Now what? Now it's time to put a business plan together?
No.
No.
We are very creative. My business partner and I, we are super creative and we always follow our gut. I think the being naive is what took us to where we are now. You know, because if you know the path or if you have a plan and it doesn't go well, no. For us, it was like gut feelings all the time. So we said, okay, we need like a physical place to sell the t-shirts. So we rented a corner in Flamingo Marketplace. It was a pop-up, super cool
It's like
back
a
then.
multi-brand.
Yeah, like a multi-brand. We rented a corner for the summer and we had like literally...
Just with a t-shirt?
No, one t-shirt in white, another one in black and one sweatshirt in grey.
That's it. Cool.
So we were like, it was a success. We had a lot of customers coming. The brand was popular. We created their own Instagram. People, like, there was a trend where like people were using the t-shirts around the world. So they were taking pictures in front of the Taj Mahal or like everywhere in the world. So it was like a trend, you know, it was like community, as you said. Yeah. So sadly, that Flamingo closed down. So we were like, oh my God, what do we do now? The website was okay. It was making sales, but we needed to be like in a physical place, you know? And then my business partner said, where can we be in Marbella? Where is the best place to be in Marbella?
Puerto Banus.
And we said, Puerto Banus, it's a dream. So...
I mean, that's ambitious. Just for context, this is where Louis Vuitton is, Dolce & Gabbana, Christian Dior, all the top brands in the world, one of the most expensive per square meter rental in the world.
Exactly.
And that's where you want to be with 2 t-shirts and a hoodie.
Exactly.
That's amazing. All right, so how do we make that happen?
So he said, okay, let's go for a walk and let's see if there is any like places available. And I said, bro, you're crazy, but okay, let's go. You know? So we went walking and then we saw this beautiful shop with a sign for rent. And we said, let's call. So we called, we met the agency. I swear, I got in the store and I said, this is going to be our store. I feel it. I was like, ah. And he said, I feel the same. So I said, okay, how much is it? It was so expensive.
What are we talking about here?
Back then was 12,000 per month.
12,000 euros a month?
Yeah.
For a shop?
Back then, 2017.
2017. And what's your collection consisting of at this point?
Okay, so at this point, it was the 3 items that I mentioned before, the 2 t-shirts, 1 sweatshirt, and then like, I would say 5 items more.
No.
Yeah, like a couple of more t-shirts and 1 sweatpants and some hats.
I'm just trying to do the numbers in my head of how many units you need to sell of these 8 items.
Okay, so we said, okay, we're going to rent it. We had a proposal for them. We said, okay, can we rent it for 4 months, June to September, which is high season here. And then we see how it goes. And he's like, okay, let's do it. The landlord is incredible. He's our friend now. He's
amazing.
Anyways, when we got the store, my mom and my business partner's mom were like, you guys are crazy because we put all the money that we had from our savings, from the agency, works and everything into the rent. And we said, okay, you risk or you don't do anything, you know? So we risked everything. And I remember my mom and my business partner mom helping us with the stock. And they said, guys, you don't have a stock for more than 3 weeks. And we said, no, come on. Because we were doing the little numbers. And we said, we are not going to sell that much. And they said, guys, order now more.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, panicking. We didn't have experience. We had a junior team. Like we had like literally like 10 items in the store.
That's
But
nice.
yeah, and the thing is, we were like the cool kids in the street. Remember, like it's Hermes,
Yeah.
Dior, Loro Piana, blah, 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 all these brands. And we were like kids with hip hop. I was like 26, 25, 26.
Yeah.
Hip hop, like music, so loud, young. So it was like another vibe that we introduced to the Puerto Banus, you know?
I mean, it was a complete counterculture that you're bringing into this place. And I remember back then, still people would dress with shirts to go out, and you'd wear nice shoes, and it was just kind of the time when there was a bit of a transition starting to happen where people were starting to wear t-shirts, starting to kind of dress down apart a bit. It's around that time,
Exactly.
right?
So the thing is, we found a gap in the market. We said, okay, let's bring the urban kind of style into Marbella, because there was not anything like that here, but there was a trend in the world, in the main cities.
Yeah.
So we said, okay, let's create that kind of cool style, a street style in Marbella.
Which is, I mean, you can understand urban cities, New York, Paris, London, but Marbella, I mean, this is kind of like, for people who haven't gone there, south of France, you're going to, the Greek islands, everyone's dressed up with their best, they're saving up all year for their, each of their outfits that they're wearing out. And here we go with a bit of urban hip hop and all of that.
Exactly. So the first summer was a success. We were like
Who were your clients?
a mix.
Tourists walking by?
Tourist. From all
Mainly
over the world.
all over the world.
The first summer was like a mix of everyone. And we were like, oh my God, who is our target really? Because, okay, people that want to dress cool, want to appear cool. They have like this young kind of spirit. And then after the first summer, we said, we're going to stay.
We're in.
Because we made the money. So we said, okay, let's stay here. And we've been there for 7 years now.
Wow. That is unbelievable. And so just understand from the beginning the finances in order to fund all of this. Have you been raising money, or has from the beginning been, we've got the money from the marketing agency, we're going to pour that in. Okay, we created some t-shirts, all in again. We're selling over the summer, all in again. Or how?
Yeah, it's been completely organic. And bear in mind, we don't have like rich parents or like we've lived comfortable, but we don't have that wealthy background.
Yeah.
So it was like hustle and grind, because there was no other way. So yeah, it was like organic, making money, investing it.
So, okay, everyone knows Marbella, especially in those days. Like maybe today it is a bit more of a year-round crowd, but back then it's those 4 months, the summer months, and maybe even 2 months, the peak in the middle. How did you manage to keep your name or get it out there more to be able to survive the other 12 months, keep on growing? Was it only Instagram? What was your strategy?
Yeah. So basically, in terms of the money, like the store sales during the summer covered the whole year.
Oh.
But we wanted to, of course, like be alive during the winter. So it's been a challenge the first years, but we found like a way to cover those lower months by doing pop-ups in the Middle East.
Okay. Whereabouts?
So we've done pop-ups in Riyadh, Dubai, Qatar, Kuwait.
Wow. Okay. For somebody listening, they probably can't imagine. How do you just go to Qatar, Kuwait, and do a pop-up? And it sounds...
Okay, so the first summer was like, we didn't know who the target was, okay? But then after the second summer, we realized that the Middle Easterns were like really loving the brands, really like, we were building a community with the Middle East people, okay, countries. And then in 2019, 2 years after opening the store, I received a call from a man saying, okay, I'm the PA of Princess Dima Al Saud.
Right.
And she wants to have a meeting with you. And I said, what? And I said, of course, when, where? We're there. So we met her in Delicioso. We had a coffee there. And she's like, okay, guys, I want to take Homies to Riyadh. I own a concept store there and I want to do a pop-up there. And we said, okay, let's do it, like 100%. This was in August and the pop-up started 1st of November. So we had very limited time to produce clothes. Imagine, it's 2 months. So we were like, ugh.
Wow. Did you have to adapt the style at all?
Yeah, we did like a limited edition collection for them.
Oh, cool. What was limited? What was different?
Yeah, we did like symbols and like colors that represented their country, their culture, their, yeah.
And how did they receive it?
Wow, I have no words. The experience that we lived there was like, we felt like we were living a dream, seriously. Like everyone, the support, the sales, the people that came to the pop-up, I was like, wow, I have more support. I felt that I had more support from that country, from our own country, you know?
Really? But what was it about that?
I think it goes back to a connection in between Al-Andalus, which is Andalusia, with the Arabs, okay? We are connected in many ways culturally, especially the south of Spain, like food, some even words, the music sometimes. So we found that soft spot that they really loved about Homies.
Wow. That's unbelievable. Because I guess as an outsider, and this comes completely ignorant, you wouldn't imagine that, obviously, Marbella is very popular. There's a lot of people from the Middle East that come here. But to be able to think that a young entrepreneur, female entrepreneur, is going to go rock up there and she's going to be so well received, and that's fascinating. And how did that jump to the other countries then?
So it's like a domino effect.
Wow.
So Riyadh is very is the capital of Middle East, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay, it's huge, and a lot of the other countries look up to Riyadh's activities. So, and bear in mind, we did a collaboration with royalty.
Yeah,
she's princess, like from high royalty. So then Kuwait approached us, Qatar approached us, Dubai approached us. So it was incredible because we didn't have to knock the door, which is much better, you know, when they come to you.
Wow.
And still till today, like we have a very strong presence in Middle East.
That's amazing. So why was it just a pop-up shop? Do you still go up, open up, or was that a one-time event?
Yeah, the pop-ups consist normally like 1 and 2 months.
Okay.
So we do it when it's low season here.
Yeah.
We do it when it's high season there. So it's 1-2 months and then we say bye. It's also to create a little bit of exclusivity, a bit of urge, like, oh my God, it's not going to be forever here. So I have to go and purchase my limited edition item.
Hype.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay. So taking a little step back. So you're opening up your shop full time, you're doing these pop-ups, but you need to expand the collection. Who's designing this? Are you designing this? Have you got a team? Where are you getting inspired from? I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into that.
Yeah. So at the beginning, it was me and my business partner designing. But of course, as you said, like we had to expand the range of products. And because I'm not a designer, I study advertising and marketing. Like I'm not a designer. So we had to hire people that were like very well experienced in order to elevate the brand how we wanted to, not just t-shirts and hoodies and pants.
Yeah. And where did you find these people?
So this is one of the hardest for us. It's a big challenge because we're in Marbella.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people here work in like a hospitality or like real estate. But to bring people in the fashion industry here has been a challenge. So we basically find them either on LinkedIn or with a recruiter.
Yeah.
And we move them here.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so where have you brought people from?
So from Amsterdam, from the north of Spain, from the UK, what else? Sweden. So it's a mix. And all the inspiration we get from Marbella, Andalusia, like bear in mind that we are a Spanish brand and we are very true to our culture. So for us, it's like there's infinite elements that we can use in our garments, you know?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely fascinating. I do remember, though, there was a point over the years where I heard about these homies parties, and then it would be this like kind of big hip hop scene in a place which is mainly dominated by house music, electronic music, and all of a sudden you've got these hip hop nights featured by homies. Explain to me a little bit how you were creating this culture and community around that.
So as I said, like we wanted to bring the streetwear culture and the urban kind of aspect into Marbella. And we said, okay, we really like hip hop, Afro and the kind of music. So we said, okay, let's do our own party and play the music that we like. And you're right, like it was not very common in Marbella yet back then. And we've been doing that a lot of years until today.
That's amazing. So you really get that community feel around it.
Exactly.
And it's kind of crazy. I mean, you do go out here and every night, personally, we had our wedding the other day and there was 2 people that showed up with a full homies outfit.
Really?
Which was really funny because they were identical and very, very...
The same outfit.
The same outfit. The same orange, very cool outfit. But it was very funny because they bumped into each other and it was like, look at us, we look amazing. And which they did. They looked amazing. But I mean, it's unbelievable what Homies has become. I mean, you see it everywhere. And now not only Marbella, you just opened up a store in London. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How are you feeling about
that? Wow. It's been a milestone.
Yeah.
To open a store in London.
It's been massive. Has London, why London out of all places and not New York or not Madrid, which was probably be easier?
Okay. So as I mentioned before, we are very strong in the Middle East. Okay. So we said, okay, the first idea was to open in the Middle East because it made the most sense because we have all the customers there. Yeah. But then we said, okay, we want to expand into Europe and America. So where is a middle point that connects us with Europe and America? Mm-hmm. And we said, London. We did our own research. We did like the study that we thought it was appropriate to do. So we decided to open in Soho, London.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How's it been? It's been what, 2 months now?
3 months.
3 months.
Almost 4. It's been a challenge.
Okay.
Big challenge.
Tell me about it.
It's a completely different market to Marbella and to the Middle East. There is a lot of competition. There is a lot of like, options. The customer behaves completely different to what we are like accustomed to. But we love challenges. I think challenges make you grow, make you experience life. Because if you stay in the comfort zone all the time, how can you grow, you know? Yeah. So London is being like a teacher, let's say, to make us go even higher or like bigger. Okay.
And what does the next year look like around that? I mean, how do we do that? How do we push London forward? What does that roadmap look like?
Okay, so we have strategies to make it really a success. But bear in mind, like Homies Marbella is not known in London. So first of all, we have to work on the awareness of the brand in there. And we are working on it with a marketing team in London. Yeah. And how does the next year looks like? Of course, we just entered this, at the beginning of this year, we entered into the wholesale market, okay?
All right.
B2B. We've never explored that market, but we thought, okay, we're ready for it. Before, we were not sure that we were in the standards or the quality that we wanted to be, but now we are. So we said, okay, let's enter the market. So we hired an agency in Europe and an agency in the Middle East. And it was incredible because the agency in the Middle East, they said that it was the first brand that got so much orders on the first showroom.
Wow. Congratulations.
They were like in shock when I had the call. I had tears. I was like goosebumps. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And that is not like because we are homies. It's because we've been working in that market for so long. We've put so much effort and like time and love that of course the work that we've done is now like perceived, based off. So we want to continue growing so much in the wholesale market. But we want more than like opening new stores, which we want, and like creating amazing collections and so on. Our aim is to create like a movement of like awareness, which means one of our core values is like family and like good quality, and quality goes to not just the clothes but quality of life. Okay, so it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's about living a life with like ambition, but also enjoying life. Okay, and with Homies, we want to portray that. Okay, with the lifestyle that we sell, with the clothes that we design, it's all about comfort, and it's not only about selling or like making money. It's also like generating value into the customers. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I must say, when you look at Homies and if you see its journey, it's always been about the lifestyle. There is a lifestyle about it, and you can see the grind, but at the same time, it's the play hard, it's the parties, it's the good times, and then it's the grind, heavy work hours. And that,
Exactly.
And at the same time, what you're saying a bit about the Homies family and the Homies community, always seeing pictures and images of you've had a lot of the same people work with you for so long as your team, and you just see like, oh, this is the Homies team, and that's quite special, because you don't always see that.
Exactly, and you said it perfectly. It's not only about hustling; it's about hustling, but also enjoying. That's the perfect balance that we love in Homies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool. No, it's great. I want to talk a little bit more about marketing, right? Just for people who are out there and they're starting their brand or they've already launched their brand. You've done a lot of influencer marketing over the years. At the same time, I'm sure that a lot of it is organic, seeing a lot of these celebrities and people walking around with Homies. It's not all influencer marketing. But how do you feel, obviously in the beginning with the blogger, amazing use of influencer marketing. Do you still see it as relevant today? Has that come down a bit? Is that where do you see that?
I think the influencer marketing specifically has changed. Okay, before it was more orientated in sales, and now it depends on the influencer. It's gonna bring like either sales or content or awareness. It depends on the influencers. We've had like some influencers that we wanted just for content, and then suddenly they generated sales. It's very difficult to track if one influencer is gonna bring sales or not. You see, so you have to make sure at least that you get content or awareness. Of course, like I believe like the more people that wear your brand, and especially if the people matches the values of the brand and the image and the aesthetic, the better.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So you'd say that side of influencer marketing has evolved over the years, where before it was influencer, you'd have them on there, equal sales, and nowadays it's it can be used in many different directions. But it's not necessarily.
I think marketing has changed so much.
Tell me more.
From 10 years to now is completely different. I think now brands they have to connect with the people inside. So soul to soul, or like lifestyle to lifestyle, or someone is not going to buy something just because it's a cool t-shirt. Sometimes you have to connect with the person through a community, or like you create like events, or like running clubs are super popular now, or like fitness, Pilates, I don't know. There is much more than clothing to be able to connect with customers nowadays. So that's why it's good to connect with influencers that resemble that kind of values that you want your customers to perceive.
Yeah. So how do you? So I'm assuming there's not going to be a Homies running club, but
maybe, why not?
Yeah, maybe, why not? No,
yeah,
absolutely.
in London.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. So one of the ways, obviously, is the Homies parties and that type of stuff. What other ways do you think is a good way for you to connect to your audience, your community, and really build them together?
So I think it's like different ways. Okay, one can be sports. There is like, for example, paddle. Paddle is super popular in Marbella and in the world.
Number one growing sport in the world and in the UK. So London's become massive.
Yeah, it's it's been here forever. Since I'm young, everyone plays paddle. Now it's a trend,
Yeah.
but in Marbella, it was always like super popular. So either like paddle or like something that brings people together. So some kind of a sport. Other thing is by teaching them something. So we are very like, I'm very aware and like conscious about like mental health. I like becoming better in life in every sense. So that's another way of connecting with people, that the running clubs, it's also connected to the first line of like sports. But the second line is more like connect with a lifestyle that people want to have and they don't know how to get it.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's a lot of ways, but I think those two are like the most prominent that we want to be focusing now.
I think that's great. And I think that really does create a connection and a genuine connection from yourself, because that's what you're interested in. And clearly that's what the brand, you can see that through the brand. Tell me something, throughout this whole journey, what do you think, and if you could think back of like one or two specific moments, what's been a really tough like challenge that you've been able to overcome or overcoming right now, that, you know, they don't teach you this in business school or marketing school or anywhere, which you're just like, okay.
So I don't I think there is a lot of challenges when you open a business and you don't have experience. There is a lot, but I think one of the biggest challenge is to remain brave and strong all the time. Okay? Because there will be like small challenges, big challenges, all sorts, and you have to remain like strong. You cannot let yourself be weak or a soft person. You have to be like, so that's challenging day to day. That's why you have to work on yourself. You have to work on your mindset.
Yeah. Yes. Have you felt that as a female entrepreneur in this market, which is largely male dominated, how's that been? Do you have to be a little bit extra tougher? Do you have to use that strength a bit more? Or do you feel that you haven't really felt that affect you directly?
I think it does. I don't know, like you have to build a character of a strong personality in order to get respected or to be heard, because I think, yes, you have to not act like a man, but you have to build a lot of masculine energy.
Okay.
You know?
Tell me about that masculine energy.
Okay, so the nature of a woman, okay, it's being soft, to take care of people, to be nurtured, to be with others, okay? The nature of a man is to provide, to bring the food, to be the strong one. And in society right now is a little bit is shifting. So as a woman, I have to be soft because I have kids, okay? So I have to be this soft woman that take care of the house, of the kids, of the environment. But I also have to be in the business world, which is not soft and caring, let's say. So you have to create that personality to be able to face all the challenges and all the toughness that the business world has.
Yeah.
So yes, you have to become like a...
And it must be interesting because I'm assuming you have to turn that off when you get home and you have to go back to being sweet mummy.
Yes.
and then when you're back out there, you got to put the armor back on.
Yeah, so that's what I was meaning about the biggest challenge before.
So what advice would you give women today, you know, starting up their brand or in the workforce, getting in there? Be tough. Anything that you recommend?
I think we can do it all. I think we have the capacity to be gentle and soft and also bring that masculine energy that requires this entrepreneur and like business world. You can build both, but you have to work on yourself. It doesn't come like, now you have to read, you have to work on yourself, on your growth. It's something that we all can build, but it has to be worked on.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Another question: if you met Itziar in the beginning, making those 50 units, you know, going, okay, why not? Might as well do this. What advice would you give her?
I think I wouldn't want to know more back then, because if I knew more, maybe I would have not started it. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes to be naive allows you to make things that you would never imagine that you would do. If you know, like, imagine, I don't know, you have to build imagine if someone tells you, okay, you have to build a one floor house, okay?
Okay.
And then you're like, okay, you built.
Yeah.
And then they tell you again, okay, you have to build the second floor up to 50.
Yeah. One floor at a time.
But if someone comes to you and tells you, okay, you have to build a 50 floor building,
Yeah.
you might freak out, you know, and
Terrifying.
be like, man, like, wow, it's going to be so tough. So that's why I think being naive sometimes, it plays on your benefit. So to the Itzy 10 years ago, keep going.
Keep going.
Like, don't stop.
I love that. That is really good. That's really good. Wow. Okay. So what's the future of Homies? What are we doing? How are we taking over the world? What's next? Middle East, America, London, Europe? What's the next steps?
The next steps are to continue building our community.
Yeah.
We want to build something that is super solid and people feel a part of the Homies family. Then we want to continue developing the range of products in a way that are like amazing, and we're working on it.
Yeah,
very
I can see
hard.
you're wearing it right
Yeah.
now. That is pretty cool.
Yeah,
That is
super
pretty
cool.
cool.
So we're working on like different, we are broadening up the range of products a lot to be able to gather more customers of different styles or like backgrounds or like cultures.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we want to continue opening more stores around the world.
That's cool. That's cool. You're still with your business partner, your original business partner, right? Are you co-founders?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
co-founders.
And what's that relationship like? Is the vision, are you both on the same line? This is what we both want?
So this is interesting because, of course, when we started, we were both grinding.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of people to manage or like a big structure. So we were like both of us like going in the same direction. But 10 years is a lot of years. Like circumstances change, your inner self evolve and go. So I'm very proud that we've been able to go through our personal change and like personal circumstances and the companies evolution or and we've kept ourselves looking into the same direction.
Wow. That is amazing. That's unbelievable. What do you think the trick is? Because you hear stories, of co-founders that, end up in horrible nightmares and best friends and family members. And then you hear stories like this, which is, what do you think? What's the trick to it?
The trick to it is being understandable, being super understanding and respectful. Okay. And also like our relationship is more important than the business.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? We respect each other very much.
I think that's amazing. I don't think many founders would say that. And that sets the tone for the rest of the business. I mean, this is what you're saying. It's the family first, right? That's the Andalus spirit here, and that's what you show through the business. And I guess that's what creates that lasting relationship.
So sometimes it's not about business itself. Business is like a joyful part of life or like something that you can experience through life. But there is much more than business. Life is like relationships, like having good values, respecting your friends, your family. So sometimes business is just an extra. It's not the main thing.
Yeah.
So when you value other things more than business is, I think, the key to success.
Yeah. I think that's amazing. And I'm guessing you guys probably have fantastic communication. And
it's not always easy. I'm not going to lie. It's not always like, flower power. We have our conflicts and we always manage to resolve them. Always. Which is great.
Super cool. I just wanted to show one of my favorites. And this is, I do have and I was going to bring it, but it was a little bit embarrassing. It's my first ever Homies t-shirt, which I still have, which is probably 7 years old, right? It has a number on the back. I think a number 10, and it says Homies, and it's got full of holes right now.
Yeah.
But I keep it. It's actually my all-time favorite. But
I was gonna ask you why you're not wearing Homies, bro.
yeah, no, because it had too many holes in it. But I love how you've gone from that to, I mean, look at this. This is absolutely, and that's, there we got a lot of our Andalusian spirit right there. See what you mean? But this is so cool. I mean, and now seeing what you're wearing, where Homies is going, this is exciting. I mean, the evolution of the brand is very, very
So as
cool.
I said before, like we want through our garments to reinvent the heritage of Spain. Okay.
Yeah.
So we want people to wear it and feel like the Spanish kind of energy, the Spanish kind of vibe, because even if you're in London or anywhere in the world, you always want to go on holidays. You always want that holiday spirit in you're always looking forward to going on holiday. So with Homies, you get that feeling when you wear it,
Yeah.
even if it's this, like you can wear it in London, in whatever you want.
Yeah.
And you have the Homies. It's like, oh, it's cozy. It's comfortable. I want to go on holiday,
Love that. Love
Yeah.
that. That's so great.
So for us, for example, in this, like most of our designs are made specifically for Homies. Like we don't take things from internet. This has been done like handmade from an artist. So everything is like we really curate the details on our items.
Very cool. Love it. Well, Itziar, thank you very much. I cannot wait to see what the next few years brings us back. And just imagine there's going to be a Homie store in every big city in the world. You guys are amazing. So thank you so much. Really
Thank you so
appreciate it.
much, Philip.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening. And please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. It really helps. And if you're a clothing brand founder and you need help with your next collection, feel free to reach out.